Hey, what's up, beautiful people? Now, my name is Pastor Ken. I help serial entrepreneurs and small business owners identify and structure their businesses in a way that prevents them from avoiding the unnecessary headache of wasting time and money. Now, listen, let me let you know, I'm not here to really sell you anything or get you caught up in a funnel or anything like that. This really is an opportunity for me to chat with you guys and share some things on my heart as it relates to those of you who are small business owners. And so the agenda of today is I want to challenge you with a question today, that if your business had a slow month, could it survive it? Because the truth is, all of us go through that in business. I'm in several lanes of business. I've real estate business. I'm, of course, a published author. I run a rental car service, and believe it or not, the rental car industry is impacted by the travel season. If gas prices increase, I naturally am impacted by that, which then affects flights. And so even in the summer of 2022, I'm finding that even in the rental car business, I'm having my slowest periods in the summer, which arguably usually is my best season of the year. And so the question we have, it calls me to talk to you guys about that. What are you doing right now if you are experiencing a slow month in your business, and could you survive? Could you survive it? Or here's another question for you to consider. How long could your business survive on cash reserves? And that's what I want to talk to you guys about, because most businesses won't make it if they had a slow month. And I don't know if you realize it or not. Prayerfully, as a business owner, you don't have your head in the sand, but there is talk about a recession that is nearing. As a matter of fact, they're talking about this recession possibly taking place at the first of 2023. And so as a business owner, particularly those of you who are small business owners, we need to be ready for that. This is in no way to inflict fear on you. And so I don't want you to get nervous, and I'm not speaking negatively against your business. And if there's anybody that believes in you, it's going to be me. I'm a faith guy. I just know the power of faith and what it does in what it is that I do and how I do business. But I would be remiss in not really taking the time to take a hard look at my business infrastructure and make sure that I really am ready should a slow season occur. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about, because I believe there is a way to ensure that your business survives a slow month. And what I'm going to do is share with you 3 things that you can do in your business to keep it afloat should a slower period in your business take place. Now, let's talk about the facts for a few moments. Now, the stats reveal that most small businesses can only last 27 days on their current cash reserves. So that basically means that the average business owners has enough cash reserves to get them no further than a month ahead. And so we got to talk about that. And believe it or not, the industry that you're in really determines or indicates how long your company can operate without bringing any cash in. Now, there's a research that has been done by JP Morgan Chase Bank, who has found that most small businesses are living paycheck to paycheck, customer to customer, or better yet, month to month. And as I stated before, most small companies like yours and mine cannot really make it past 27 days without those additional funds. I want to give you, those of you who are in certain industries, I'm not going to hit every one of them, but I'll talk about a few of them. But if you're in the restaurant industry, the report reveals that you can't make it past 16 days without some type of cash influx within your business. If you are in personal services like hairstylists or beauticians, those of you who are makeup artists, estheticians, those are helping us look good and feel good about ourselves. Believe it or not, the reports reveal that you can't make it past 21 days without some type of cash influx within your business. If you're in the healthcare services, the reports reveal that it's 30 days, no more than 30 days. You can't survive it past that. So once again, it's just designed to give you some information about your particular industry. I can't give them all. Of course, we'd be here longer than anticipated, but I really want you to think about the industry you're in and what you're doing to actually prepare yourself for that. Because believe it or not, cash reserves are actually critical for your small business to meet its liquidity needs. And so what I want to do is I want to give you 3 things that you can do as we are thinking about this recession and as you're looking within the infrastructure of your business to make sure that you are truly ready for a slow season. And let me say this, every business has its season. So you're not by yourself. I don't want you to be discouraged. I don't want you to throw in the towel. Stats reveal that most businesses fail within the first 5 years. I don't want you to be one of them. And the best way to curtail that failure is information, and then taking that information to prepare yourself. And so here are 3 things that you can do to prepare yourself should you experience a slow season within your business. Now, the first one is obvious for a lot of small business owners. I have found that a lot of business owners are afraid to access credit. I don't know what it is about credit that causes a lot of business owners to be fearful. This whole thought that I want to do the business debt free and all of that. What I want to say to you is I want to speak against that. I want you to use the method that is extremely popular in the business world. It's called OPM, or other people's money. And so I want to help you understand that the best way to curtail a slow season as a business owner is understanding that it is okay to increase your access to credit. Now, if you are a business owner and you've done your part, which means you filed the proper corporate documents, you filed your taxes, you're doing the necessary, you have an actual business account where you are operating in on a daily basis and there's an influx of cash coming into that business. I don't want you to be afraid of accessing credit to prepare you for a slow season. I remember banking with Chase Bank, of course. I had an opportunity where I just wanted to make sure that I was prepared for the slow season that was coming up in the rental car business. So what did I do? I decided to apply for a credit card. This credit card that they offered me came with like 90,000 points. I was actually able to use those points to take an international flight. But it gave me a pretty decent access credit line. I think it was somewhere around $25,000 in credit. And watch this. I applied for it in my company name. And so that meant that it was not being reported on my personal credit. So please, guys, I want you to understand that there are things that you can do as a business owner to access credit so that you are prepared for the slow season. Now, please don't be tempted to go out and use those funds for something that is outside the business. I want you to keep it about the business, and I want you to be mature as you endeavor to build your business as a small business owner. Number 2, you need to know your number. I have found that sometimes when I'm doing coaching calls with a lot of entrepreneurs, I'm finding that many of them don't know the numbers. They don't know what they're bringing in. They don't know what they're spending every single month. They don't know their day-to-day expenses. I remember being in the trucking industry, and one of the things that was key to our ability to succeed in the trucking industry is we needed to know what it took per mile for that truck to be on the road. We incorporated all of the costs involved with that. That was including the driver costs. That included the hotel. That included the gas to per mile for that particular truck. That included the maintenance, the tire wear and tear, the vehicle wear and tear, the oil changes, the toll tax. All of these things was important data that we needed to know so that when we were bidding for a particular load, we knew what we could accept and what we could deny, what would not make sense. And I'm finding that a lot of small business owners, we're so busy trying to get more business through the door, we don't know where we're spending our money. And so I want to say to you that as you prepare for a slow season in whatever industry that you're in, you need to be aware of the numbers. You need to know what it takes for you to turn the light on in that company. You don't get to do business without knowing the numbers. So I want to challenge you to know your numbers, because typically slow months appear because many times when it's in the slow period, we're so focused on surviving that we forget to review the systems we have in place that may no longer be serving you in this season, if that makes sense. I'm particularly using the car rental space again. We have monthly subscriptions for all of the vehicles that we have. We have about 20 vehicles in our fleet. And this is where our porters can take the vehicles to get washed. I believe it's roughly $50 to $60 per car. But in the winter period, there's no need for me to be spending $600 to $700 a month in car washes. So I know automatically when the slow period comes to disconnect those services, suspend those services, because that brings back $700 back into the company. I want you to look at the systems that are servicing you in your busier seasons and ask yourself, do I need this in the slow period? And then last but not least, I want you to understand that it is okay to cut your workforce. We've talked about the importance of accessing credit. We've talked about keeping an eye on your numbers. Now I want to talk to you about your workforce. Now, one of the things as a business owner, I believe in, being an automated entrepreneur, which means that everything is automated. Like I've got people in places and systems in place to help me do what it is that I'm able to do. Hence why I'm able to manage multiple companies across the board. But I also understand that there are going to come times where I have to work, especially in a slow period, which means that I may have to cut my workforce in my slow season and be okay with that. Some of us can have a conversation with the individuals that work with us and say, hey, I know I'm getting 40 hours from you per week. Listen, because I want to make sure that I can survive the slow period, I'm going to have to cut your hours down to 20 hours. And what I would say to you is, instead of being small business owners, once again, we have the propensity to be reactive instead of being proactive. And so what you can do, if you know that the reports reveal that, October, November, and December is a slow period for you and your business, then why not have the conversation in September with your employees about the slow period that's coming up and find ways to work with them, so that in them finding ways to work with you so that you can get through your slow period. It's my objective that I want you to thrive and survive as a small business owner. That's one of the reasons why I exist, because I want to help you win. So prayerfully, the information that has been provided today has been of some benefit to you. And if it has been, I would encourage you to, of course, to subscribe to my channel, as I'm going to be offering information to you that I believe you can use to help you mind your business. I want you to continue to remain in faith and continue to do what's hard. Hope to talk with you soon. Stay in faith.